It is day number 3 of harvest. First thing we're doing is unloading the trucks. We had about a truck and a third of a truck to unload from the night before. After I got my moisture sample, I looked inside of the bin to make sure it looked like it was filling correctly. And then I shut those doors up on the bottom, and then I ran up to the top of the bin, but I couldn't see anything in from all the dust. But here's a video of the truck unloading from the top. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I love this leaf blower. I got it for Christmas a couple of years ago, and it's so nice for cleaning up around the grain setup. It can get really messy and dirty up here if you don't stay on top of it, and this thing works great. At some point yesterday, we lost one of these knives on our chopper, so JD replaced 2 of them. Just quickly looking over everything to make sure that everything looks the way it should before we get to the next field. If you're wondering what the inside of a combine looks like, it looks like this. And then JD broke 2 fingers on the header yesterday with this rock, and so I went to go pick it up. He said it was pretty small. I could easily get it with the pickup or a gator. I didn't need to bring a loader tractor over or anything. But I think these rocks look a lot smaller when you're sitting in the combine. But I just mustered up thinking about how annoying it'd be to have to drive the loader tractor all the way over here. I engaged the core, I bent the knees, did all the proper things. You know, we're not going to strain our back or anything. And we got her done, folks. Picked up about a 5-gallon bucket worth of soybeans from the little spill that a different grain cart operator had yesterday. There's always going to be a little bit of grain spilled here and there, but got her picked up and moving on to field number 3 of harvest. For our order of operations of getting equipment moved from one field to the next, I always have JD takes off with the combine, and then he backs in to the edge of the field, and then I bring the header cart over, we get that hooked up, and then I run back for a grain cart, and then back for semi number 1, and then back for semi number 2, with my dad giving me rides back and forth to the new fields. On our older semi trailer, we do not have an automatic roll tarp, so if you're trying to tarp this truck and there's any grain above okay, I'm going to put this load into the overhead, so I need to change the distributor over to the drive, shoved over to the right load. And then I'll see if I have any lights on up here. I hope I have 2 lights on. It means I have 2,000 bushels in the overhead, but we'll see. Okay, new day. So first load was 11.8. I am happy with that. I mean, happier than with these 9s. So this is going into the overhead. It's 12:55 now. New field, Lynn's. I think I got everything. Woo! My game plan is to fill up the overhead. That will give us 3,000 bushels in there. And then I will start loading into the dry bin once these beans start getting drier. I'm assuming they're going to dry out throughout the day. Stick them into that bin. And then if I think I have 10,000 bushels that are getting hauled out of here. Once I get all of those bushels hauled out, if I have wetter beans, I'll stick them into the other bin where I can't control or monitor the moisture. If they're wetter, I just mean like, if they're closer to 13, I'll stick them in that bin. And if they're closer to 9, I'll stick them into the bin that has the moisture cables in it. Now I need to be on the lookout for is when my overhead fills up. Because once again, like, it's not showing me anything here because it's broken, which is really annoying. I think it should show me when we have 2,000 bushels, but sometimes it doesn't even show me that. So once I get to 3,000 bushels, it'll sound an alarm, but that doesn't mean that my pit or my truck will stop dumping, which means I need to switch over to the one of the soybean bins. So I need to just be on high alert for if I hear a buzzer get things switched over to a different bin. Okay, this light popped on, so I know that we're at least getting close. I'm not sure when it popped on, but it had to have been like right at the end there. So I can probably put one more truck in here. Might be close, we'll see. Another truck delivered. Another truck to take. It's like they're kind of finishing up this side of the poles, and then they'll do the other side of the poles, which are a lot longer rounds. Okay, the pit will not start. The light came on, but there was no sound on it, so.
There's nothing wrong with the breaker. And this is the what you call
So
that's
is this the right way?
Be flipped, yeah.
Okay, so I turned it off and I turned it back on.
And turn it back on.
So I want to try that. Okay, Dad figured it out. What you gotta do, duh, go to bin indicators. We had autofill on, so then it won't let you dump in the pit. So you have to turn autofill off to let this clean out. Duh.
This is definitely one of the trickiest jobs when you're dumping trucks, is estimating how many bushels you're putting into which bins. So after the overhead bin filled up, I had to put these beans into a different bin. So I had to make an estimate on how many bushels there were in there. And then I double checked again that I was filling into the right bin.
I've finally caught up where I've gotten to the field and the truck ahead of me isn't loaded. Woohoo! This is a win. Fun fact, we got a call a couple weeks ago from this company that has the power poles going down the length of this field, and they said that they would pay for compaction if there's damage and for beans, and they'd pay like double what the going rate for beans is, which I should have probably just left this strip here so they could damage them, so I could have made more money on this little section. But oh well. I don't know if it's new power poles, they're doing some work on the power poles. I don't know. Dad got the information.
These first couple of days when we don't have any tillage to do, JD and I have been starting the days, getting everything up and running, and then I call Colin in and he runs the grain cart while I truck the semis, and it's working pretty good as far as we're not too busy, but we're not wasting anyone's time just sitting around waiting on things to start.
JD needed one of these knife guards, so I got a few. Gonna throw them in the grain cart with Colin. Okay, 907, 255, Southwest bin. We have shredded chicken and some pretzels. I'm getting a cup of water from the shop. Taking me approximately 10 minutes to get to the field and back from the field. Takes me about 20 minutes to dump, so it's about an every 40-minute circle. I think Colin's gonna need to head out. He has his senior pictures to take. So it'll just be JD and I for the rest of the evening. I could have probably called someone else to help out, but it's a Saturday afternoon. It's just gonna be for a couple of hours, so I'm not gonna bug anyone on a Saturday afternoon. It's just a giant dust ball. Getting a little sprinkle of rain right now. Nothing that's going to stop us, I'm pretty sure, but we're getting a little teensy tiny sprinkle. Looks like there's a dump on that truck. I think there's a load with what's on the cart. So I'll dump that and then I will place the cart over here for him to dump into and then take the load. It looks like JD is going back to the corner, and I think maybe he's going to open up the other side. I'm not sure. Remember where all of my hydraulics are at. Okay, so it's not actually enough to fill the cart all the way. So I guess I will be running the cart for a little bit. This section over here, and there's some green beans still in here because we had to replant a little section of this field. So there's this back little short section. So I have one truck that's full, but I'm going to bring the cart back here and we're going to get this section off because then I can take the semi and then JD can either start on a different field or finish up kind of going around some of these sections and keep things rolling.
This is another instance of where machine sync really shines. So if you notice, it looks like JD's not harvesting hardly any beans at all. He was just taking off a very slight edge because he came over and he started taking off the outside edge of the other side of the field where the guidance lines weren't synced with that edge of the field. You know, they were synced with the other edge of the field. So when he wanted to start working back and forth this way, he wanted to use those same guidance lines. So when he ended up done with this field, things would line up. But it makes me driving the grain cart trickier because I don't have any tracks to follow. I can't really visualize the angle very well. So this was a great opportunity just to make my life easier, if this makes sense.
And he must have picked up a rock here, which makes sense. There used to be an old house back on this hill that got buried, and we're always finding rocks in here. It's so incredibly dry and dusty that it's nearly impossible to see anything in these fields right now. Okay, leaving the field now. Cart's empty, that other truck's almost full. I'm gonna get this one dumped. Okay, we've got 9.9. Shredded chicken and mashed potatoes for dinner. It's kind of gotten mixed up all within itself, but it tastes pretty good like this. Okay, it looks like JD has turned into road mode, which means he's moving to the next field. I think it looks like he's done 80 acres, so there's like 8-ish, I can't remember how many acres. It's either 84 or 88 I don't know. He left a handful of acres, so we'll go back and get some other time. So I think he's gonna go across the road to the next field. So that means we've done 1, 2, almost 3 fields. I hate that I can't check it off the list if the field's done because we need to go back, but on to the next one. It's that lovely time of day where it hurts to look in this direction. Okay, I'm here with the last load of this farm. It was a partial load, so I need to figure out how much I think it was. JD just texted me the right side skid plate underneath like the cutting bar. It's like this yellow thingy. It just fell apart. I don't think we have a spare here. JD was gonna run back with the header cart and see what we have, see if we can fix it. What's really annoying is it's Saturday evening and the John Deere store will not be open tomorrow, so hopefully it's not like too detrimental and we can run tomorrow. So yeah, that's what we're at. I'm getting a little bit of thunder. My forecast says it's not raining until tomorrow, but I don't know. Now it says that it's going to start raining. So I'm going to put this truck away and then go get the other semi-moved home probably. Okay, JD did find a spare. Also, he slipped to the shop without me or Dad noticing him. So apparently we're not that observant. So that's back on. It does say it's going to start raining, but we're going to just get things moved and just try to keep going. Okay, we're running from the edge of one field back to the old field to move semi. Let's see how out of shape I feel right now. We're at 4 minutes and 36 seconds. Woo! Okay, that actually worked out perfectly. That was a 5-minute and 20-second run. And I've been trying to work out for at least 20 minutes a day during harvest, which isn't a lot, but like just doing like 5 little minute increments here and there to like make sure I'm getting a workout in, and that concludes my workout for the day. Okay, we're filling up the semi. Now, Tanner said it's raining at home. Dad also confirmed that it was raining at the shop. So, I don't know. It's not raining here. I'm assuming it's going to get tough in here at some point pretty quick anyway, but might as well still cut a little bit more while we can. That does not sound good. So it does keep thundering. Tanner said it stopped raining at home. So, I don't know. We're just gonna keep going, I guess. Okay, it is 9:15. JD said it's starting to get tough, so we're gonna shut things down for the night. It's been a long day, but a productive day. We've got almost 100 acres in today. That's pretty good.
Now, I knew there was something wrong with the 8260R, this tractor that I'm in, but I couldn't figure out what the issue was myself. In the dark, I couldn't see anything visually, but that was simply going to be a problem for JD the next day. Oh, and it was. It was definitely a problem. But full transparency, I'm editing this 2 days after we got it fixed. So, yes, there was a problem, but it did get fixed.
Okay, it is 10:16. Where is the freaking floodlights? Can't ever find these things. This one. I'll put the trucks away and then I'll be done for the night. There's another little chance of rain, so I wanted to get everything kind of tucked away. And then hopefully we can hit it again tomorrow. And then I wouldn't mind getting rained out tomorrow evening because we need to get some moisture back into these beans. And I got a couple meetings on Monday. It'd be kind of nice if I don't have to reschedule those.